Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space. And 2 cards using one stamp set, but 2 different monochromatic color blends, both of which are green. Just gives a different look. These are my version of clean and simple with 2 types of splatter, because you know what's going to happen. So as always, I will link to everything I use in the description box below the video. My links are affiliate links. That just means that if you click on one of my links and end up placing an order, I do get a little kickback from that at no extra cost to you. It is what helps pay the bills, keeps my heaters going, enables me to continue bringing out content. And yeah, that's it for the chatter. Let's get into making the cards. So this is the sketched Clovers stamp set from one of the recent releases from Simon Says Stamp. And I've had this sitting here for a while, and I really like the look of it. It's more fun than, say, if they just did like solid images. So this is going to be these are simple, very simple. Because I'm going to stamp everything multiple times, so much easier to have my acrylic blocks versus using like a stamp positioner where I would have to like remove and reposition the stamps constantly, you know. Also, they don't need to be stamped perfectly, which I end up making an oopsie on one of these, and you're not even going to be able to tell when I'm done. So, I've got my stamps on my blocks. I have right there. That's the oopsie. I didn't stamp it properly. You're not even going to be able to tell in a minute. Anyway, I've got an A2 piece of cardstock, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. And this first trio of inks, these are all Simon Pawsitively saturated inks. This is the Spring, Dublin, and Lucky shades of greens. So just very, very spring shades, very bright greens. And I'm just kind of stamping almost like a frame of these, just randomly, all around this panel of cardstock. And then I also have my card base, which is, again, same smooth white cardstock, same size. It'll be a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card when I'm done. Because I'm going to be able to stamp the inside of the card while I have all these inks open, because I'm going to switch to another trio in a minute. So this kind of brought me back to just how I used to make so many cards back in the day, you know, just using my acrylic blocks, didn't have a stamp positioner, just doing my thing. So stamped the first one, just like so. We'll come back to that in a minute. Wiped off the ink off my work surface. That is one thing I did forget to do. It would have made my life even easier if I had my big pack of grid paper sitting here, because that's what I used to always do, you know, stamping on that so it would soak up the excess and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But I didn't even think about it until I started editing this video, and I was like, oh yeah, I still have that grid paper. I never got rid of it. It comes in handy. Anywho, stamping these onto the inside of the card, just along the bottom, doing the exact same thing. Just kind of grabbing these little clover images at random, and then using the 3 shades of ink. So once I'm done with this one, I'm going to do the exact same thing on another panel of cardstock, but this time the ink trio is the cabbage, artichoke, and kale shades. Also fabulous. You can never have too many shades of green. I talk about this a lot, which is different things. You need to have several shades of green, depending on what you're doing. You know, look at nature. All the different shades of green for everything. Love it. So it's neat seeing these exact same images and just how different they look with different colors of ink. You could get really creative and do these like with actual colors and then just use one stamp and then rotate it and make it look like a floral. I think that could be really fun too. Like I always say, I need more hours in the day. I get more ideas just editing my videos. So anywho, stamped that panel, and then I'm doing the exact same thing, but this time I'm doing this card base will be in portrait orientation. The other one's going to be landscape. Just for funsies, just to mix it up a bit. So stamping the images onto the inside of that card. And then of course we're going to splatter. So I am going to use some white gouache. I'm going to mix it with ink. You can splatter with ink. I have done it many, many times. I've shown it in a lot of videos. I honestly don't like splattering with ink, now that I splatter like absolutely everything basically, I'm getting more and more particular about it. And I've talked about this in other videos. Having gouache or a paint, the fillers and the pigments in either a gouache or a paint sit on top of the paper, and the splatter just looks nicer. I know, trust me, I can get this ridiculous about it. When you splatter with just dye inks, sometimes, it doesn't always happen, but sometimes it feathers out a bit and looks weird, and it annoys me. So I prefer to mix it. The thing you got to remember though is if you're mixing it with, whether it be white paint or gouache, whatever ink you're using, it's going to significantly lighten it up. So with both of these, I'm using the darkest shade of ink. So that first one I used the Lucky ink. This one I'm using the Kale ink. If I wanted even darker, I could have used like a drop of the re-inkers, but my re-inkers are in a bin and I was too lazy to go like dig through them and find them. So I just smush the ink, add a little bit of water, mix it up, use my fan brush. I'm fine with this. If I wanted to get, like I said, super particular, I would get the re-inkers and skip the water and get it really dark, but this was fine. So I splattered that on them, and then of course we're gonna add some gold splatter because that's just what you gotta do. So many options for gold splatter. This time I just grabbed my Picket Fence paper splatter liquid watercolor. This is the liquid gold. Use this in a bunch of videos. Stuck a bit of that on my palette, used my trusty fan brush, and then splattered that onto these backgrounds. And then set those aside to dry. While they were drying, I die cut my sentiments. And the wafer die I used is the Fancy Lucky wafer die. This came out, I think, last year. It's a from a previous release. And everything I'm using is still available. Just other than the stamp set's newer, and then everything else is from like last year or earlier, whenever. So the word I die cut from white cardstock and from Simon's matte gold cardstock, and the outline I die cut from VELLUM. And then, as I like to do quite often, is I stacked one layer of the white cardstock with the matte gold. That'll be my, front layer of this. And then the other layer of the white cardstock, I'm adhering to the back. This will pop up the VELLUM just a smidge, so it floats a little bit. This also makes it easier to adhere because I can just trace the cardstock with my liquid adhesive and not have to try so hard to hide that adhesive on the VELLUM. Because again, VELLUM's tricksy and adhesive likes to show through it and it's not pretty. So I did that for both card fronts. And then for my little companion sentiments, I'm using the Lucky sentiment strips. And I think these came out last year as well. I'm not sure. But I used one of my sentiment label wafer dies to die cut the sentiment out that I wanted. And then I am going to take my ink pads directly to these pieces of cardstock to make them the color I want. So for this one, I'm using the Dublin ink. I'd actually meant to use the Spring, which was the lighter shade, but I grabbed this one on accident and I'm fine with it. It's fine. So I went direct to paper with the ink pad and also made sure to go around the edges so that it completely coats all the sides of this so that it just looks like a colored cardstock sentiment strip. You could also, if you want a lighter look, and I've shown that in other videos too, like something a little softer, I would just use like a blending brush. I almost did that, but I'm like, no, I'm just going to go direct from the ink pad to the cardstock. And because these inks do smooth out and soften as they dry, I don't have to be super like perfect with it either. So with the other one, I did cabbage ink, the lightest green. So let those dry as well. And then the card fronts that I'd stamped in the beginning, I trimmed these down just a little bit. I took like 1/8 of an inch off each side, so it ends up being 4 by 5 1/4. And then I took a sentiment from the Sketch Clovers stamp set and put that on the acrylic block. Could have used a stamp positioner for this, but I was feeling lucky that I had stamped this proper. So I stamped it with the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink onto the insides of these cards. So got that stamped. And then to adhere my card fronts to the card bases, I'm going to put some of Simon's Big Momma foam tape on the back. That'll give it just a bit of dimension, not a lot of bulk. So got that on the back, peel off the backing, pop that into place. Once the card fronts are adhered to their card bases, I can then adhere the die cut sentiments. And like I said, I can just trace that cardstock with my adhesive. Don't have to worry about any of that sticking or showing through the VELLUM. So pop those into place. And then the sentiment strips to finish off the little sentiment, I am just going to trim down a little bit of the Big Momma foam tape so that it's narrow enough to fit behind these little sentiment strips. So got those trimmed down, get those popped into place with each of them so that it says, lucky to have a friend like you. Because I don't really do St. Patrick's Day cards. Like, it's not really something I celebrate, but I like the theme, I like the colors, and I like sentiments like this, you know? Lucky to have a friend like you. So this is how I would celebrate St. Patrick's Day, you know, just to say hi to a friend. So it's my final bit of embellishment. On the card on the right, I used the Lucky Positively Dazzling gems because the color went. And then with the card on the left, I used Sprout Positively Dazzling gems. Just picked them up with my embellishment wand and adhered them with dabs of craft tacky glue. And that finished off the cards. So it's just fun. And as always, if I'd had more time, because Simon has many, many shades of green, several more trios of the Positively Saturated inks, I would have done all of them to compare. But as always, I just haven't yet figured out how to clone myself. But these were fun. And like I mentioned in the intro, I will have links to all of the things in the description box below the video, so you can check that out below if you're interested. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me, for thumbs upping and commenting. It helps a ton, and I really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you. And I will see you all very soon in another video. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!